What's up? I'm Ogle with Zwike, and let's lounge everywhere.
All I see is blessings, got no time for stressing.
What's up, guys? Ogle here with Zwike, and we're shooting lounge everywhere. Luckily for us, we get over here at Fionn's. Now, this is one of the local establishments, and we're going to get deeper into that in a second. But I want to start off by introducing my guest, which needs no introduction, the voice of Winnipeg. Everyone hears him every morning. My girls, my kids, actually all the time, love Mr. Ace Burpee.
Awesome.
Cheers, thank you for joining me today.
I'm a big Fionn's guy too, by the way.
Yes, big Fionn's man. There we go. You know what's awesome is that my girls think that I have some sort of fame.
Yeah.
Because one of the mornings you actually had said, hey, shout out to Ogle and Zwike for doing our Black History campaign, and my little girl came run. Guess what? You're famous.
That rules.
Oh my gosh, you're famous. And I was like, why? What happened? And she's like, Ace just said your name and Zwike on the radio. And I was like, really? And she's like, yeah, and guess what? What? Do you actually know him?
That's
and
awesome.
I was like, as a matter of fact, I do.
That's
and
awesome.
I was like, there we go. And it's awesome getting a chance. We've chatted many times before, but it's awesome that you're taking some time to lounge with us and kind of bring up. And you know, let's start with, I want to know, how did it all start for you? Like, how did you become the voice of Winnipeg? I see you at.
Well, I don't know if I'm wearing that crown, but
for me, I guess I'll give you the crown today. Okay, here you go.
well, I used to, like I've done this show, I think it's 13 years, but it might be more.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, I had a very short-lived talk show at CJOB.
Okay.
And it was, I don't know if it was ever officially named the worst talk show of all time. I don't know if it's, but it should be. I was trying to be, I learned a lesson. I was trying to be cool. So I had this talk show and I'm like, what would I do that would make me cool? Well, that doesn't work.
That does not work.
That will work 0 times. Like, it'll never work. So I had a talk show. Then I had an evening show. It was so fun on Power 97.
Okay.
And everyone was so nice. And then this morning thing came up and I was like, the naivety of all this whole business, because this wasn't my plan.
Right.
So that was my greatest ally in all of this, is it was all, I didn't know what I was doing, just going with it, and it was the best thing that could happen.
So what was your plan if this?
No plan.
You had not. You were just getting
No
in.
plan. It was more like I went to U of M, English, some phys ed, then I took this journalism thing, and that was writing. I majored in writing. I like writing, and I thought maybe I write stuff or commercial campaigns. That was sort of where, so it was all just like, and then, but I'm a big whatever opportunity came up, I just took it.
Right.
Every time. And if I didn't know how to do it, I'd figure out how to do it. Everything, right? Hey, Ace, can you do this? I say yes, even if that's not true, but I'll figure it out. Everything. Just say yes, and then.
And that's the entrepreneurial spirit. That's you gotta just get in there. That's worth to live by right there.
Honestly,
just get in there and mix it up and learn.
It's probably not the best advice in every situation, but
brain surgery and such like
right,
that. Yeah.
but yeah, it was like everything. Just yes to everything. I'm in. I'll do it, and then it all just sort of figured itself out.
Well, I was asking you what do you want to do, but I know that you're a big skater.
Big skater. But also I think that there's more to that question than ever, as in what do you want to do?
Right.
Because I think people have thought a lot over the past almost 2 years about what they want to do and sort of time they've squandered. You know what I mean? Like I genuinely like going to work, but there are thousands of things
That you would
I still want to do,
right.
and they are not related. You know what I mean? Like
At all.
to, but I think people thinking about that, and like I have such enormous respect for like people who have left big jobs
Yeah.
during this pandemic because they're like, this is bringing me no joy, right? And I'm like, you're awesome. Or they went back to school, right? Like they shut her down. They had a career going, they had benefits, and they're like, yeah, I don't know, not feeling it.
Yeah,
it's like, I love people like that.
Yeah.
And like all these, like, I've been trying to knock them off one by one, and I'm getting better at it. As in, so I can think of 57 new ideas every day. And I think in the past I would just go, yeah, but I'm never gonna do all those, so I do none. None.
Right.
And I think I'm getting a bit better at, well, I'm gonna throw something out on this one. And you know what I mean?
A little check mark.
And they don't need to be
huge.
A success. No.
Yeah. No.
Just sort of knock them off one by one. But you mentioned your skateboarding. I knew you were going to ask me about skateboarding. And you'll love this story. Okay? So, and it's fairly recent. It was like when things started getting really nice, so around June.
Yeah.
Okay? Well, kids were still remote. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
Kids are still remote learning in June.
My kids were at home.
So my old plan, which was in the past, while school is in, if you go to the skate park during the day, that's like old man time because you get the skate park to yourself, right? But I guess because kids are remote and some are free to go or whatever. Anyway, there's a few kids at the skate park this past June.
Good.
And so I'm at the point in skateboarding due to my age and injuries where it's not fun to watch. Like it's not, I'm not putting on a clinic.
It's not poetic anymore?
Oh God, no. Like it's horrendous. Never watch a video of yourself doing an activity you used to be good at. You know what I mean? Like don't watch that if you're like, even 35 plus, don't watch video of yourself playing hockey or, you know, because it's horrendous. It's just like slow motion, it's brutal. It's not even a sport. And so all I would do is at the skate park, all I do is I'd drop in, okay? I'd drop in, I'd turn, come back, that's it, okay?
Safe.
Yeah, safe.
Yeah.
So I do that a few times, and this little kid comes up to me. It's so adorable. This little kid comes up and he goes, hey. I go, hey. He goes, don't worry, if you keep trying, you'll get it. And I'm like, get it? I'm like, this is all I can do. This is it, man. Like there's I'm not progressing to the next, I'm regressing.
This is it.
This is all I got. And next summer, it will be a little bit less than this. It was classic though. But like he's like, he thought it was my first, he thought I was just trying for the first time. And I'm like, that is.
We found some pretty neat, my daughter's skateboard, and along with my wife, they over the summer they love to go out and they have to skateboard. But what was neat is as they came back to the house, they would say, hey Dad, I got out there. And of course, there's a big gap in terms of the type of skateboarders that are out there. And the girls would go, oh, you gotta see this guy. But what was really neat was when they were practicing, other skateboarders in the community were always willing to kind of, hey, you want to work on an ollie? Here's a couple tips. And then, they're even doing this with my wife. And my wife, all of a sudden, she should be, at her age, she should be slowing it down, but she's now all of a sudden thinking that she's going to become the next Tony Hawk. But she's out there. But it was cool because what we love about it is it creates community. Like I noticed that skateboarding is, as much as an individual sport it is, there's a lot of community that's kind of tied into the actual sport.
We talked about this briefly, but I told you how, in a lot of ways, in society now, all the social justice issues and things like that, and equality and race and gender, in a lot of ways, skateboarding was a bit ahead of the curve in that.
I would say
so you have a skateboard. It's the same reason why soccer is the world sport.
Right.
Is you can just show up and play, right? It's just a ball. And so like you didn't know if a kid was from Tuxedo or from the farm or you know what I mean?
Right.
And it was like just skate.
Just skate.
You know what I mean?
There.
Like just skate. And I don't know, I think I think a lot of people's lives and like their morals were actually they drew from skateboard.
From skateboard, right.
Honestly.
Yeah. A little more woke culture, you would say,
yes.
right? Yes, a lot more inclusive.
Yeah, there was some, for sure, some bad things like that, some things that came along with skateboarding, I think, but I don't know. In terms of culture.
Yeah. No, it definitely was ahead. I remember it back in 1990 something, and then you'd be like the skate guys, and I remember the skate stickers, and I remember like it was just they were kind of the rebels, but they were also the movers of fashion.
Yeah.
Things were a little bit ahead of the time.
Skate culture has dictated fashion for
they've
so
done
long.
a lot more things ahead of the game than most others. So.
It's funny you mentioned your wife thinking she's going to be the new Tony Hawk. That would be probably the only famous person I've ever met where I was like, I can't actually believe this is happening. You know what I mean? Like I don't get nervous to meet a famous person, but Tony Hawk, I was like, it's Tony Hawk.
It's Tony. That's my Michael Jordan. That would be my Michael. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. It would be like, oh my gosh. I'd be tongue-tied for a moment and be like, this is that guy. That is that guy. So.
Yeah.
But when we were talking about just youth, and we were discussing even earlier about how these 2 years have been pretty stressful for all. You know, COVID, people haven't been able to get out here like this and lounge as easy and as comfortably as they'd like to. You don't see your family as much as you used to.
Yeah.
And even for me, a lot of sports.
Yeah.
I played a big part of my life where I was always, I didn't realize it at this point, but when you're young, you just do it all the time. So it was my outlet. So when I was doing stuff, I'd play, I'd see my friends, always my outlet. So during COVID, as I kind of mentioned before, I was having symptoms of like, I don't even know what it was. I thought it was COVID. And in my mind, I was like, oh my gosh, I have COVID, right?
Yeah.
But
I know where you're going.
You know,
I can tell.
My wife was kind of like, no, you're not as active as you used to be.
Yeah.
All you do is work. You sit down. You're not really doing anything for your own mental headspace. And when she kind of mentioned it, I was like, oh, you know what, this might be very true. And then I started to realize a pattern of when this kind of feeling would rise up in me.
Morning?
In morning. Mine was, I wake up in the morning, I still sometimes get it, and I know if I got a long week ahead of me, I wake up and I'm like, okay, my heart starts going.
Yeah, it's anxiety.
My esophagus.
It's anxiety.
So it's kind of crazy, and then finally when I'm in my day and I'm not thinking about it, it kind of goes away.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I know we talked a little bit about it.
I mean, it's like that, I think the word sometimes gets used a little too casually. Right. Sometimes, anxiety, because it's like, it's a big deal.
Right.
I started getting like, so I'm a generally, people wouldn't know this, but I'm an extremely anxious person in general.
Okay.
Right, even like, so right now, I'm relaxed because I know what I was walking into it, right? But like, you mentioned like in the morning, so I started getting these severe panic attacks. Did I think I knew what a panic attack was? I thought I did, because I've read about them. I know there's some very notable people that have been open about getting them. And they are like, I get dizzy, I can't see, so I couldn't read a piece of paper. So I'm walking like, and then my heart's going 1,000 beats a minute. And what that is, that's anxiety. Right. It's just, you've let it take over. And so it's like, deep breathing and stretching and all these things, because they're not funny and they're no joke
at all.
And you, like, if I was having one right now, how am I gonna? I look the same. Right. You know what I mean? I would look the same, and it's like they're real, and I feel for like I hate them. I hardly ever use the H word. No, like, it's awful. Yeah. And that's happening to a lot of people, and I'm not embarrassed about it. But like, so yeah, the morning, that happens to
Yeah.
people. You wake up, right? And then all of a sudden, mind starts going,
and-
you start scrolling, and then
Yeah,
all of
yeah,
a sudden, the heart starts
it's
going, and
going,
you haven't
yeah.
acknowledged that it's wild, man.
It's crazy.
But these are all good things to learn and acknowledge.
Yeah, and acknowledge.
You know?
I think that's the biggest part. I think what you mentioned before, people have been attacking their goals a little bit more, things they want to do on their checklists. But I think
they actually want to do.
They actually want to do it, and we're also now starting to spend a little bit more time getting to know ourselves a little bit instead of being caught up in the run.
Yeah.
Right. Just knowing, hey, you know what? Oh, this is what this provided me. Even though I took it for granted, it's something that I need in my life in order to continue on. And,
but then also you playing sports, you forget that you weren't playing a sport by yourself.
Right.
Right. Like for a lot of people, the only social interactions they would have, right? Like dudes I played hockey with, they work 80 hours a week, and then they have 3 kids and they got to drive them. The only social interactions they would have would be at hockey or baseball, and like you don't realize that's a big deal. Big
Huge
deal. Yeah.
It's actually, I say to my wife, I said, this is the only time I get to see my friends again. So, we play, which is the excuse to go out for a drink after and just talk. And then
we're actually
you get
talking.
To talk with my friends again, and then we're back to our
and
regular
it's different than
everyday,
other conversations because you don't work with all those people, right? So it's not just, you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We reminisce like we used to be really good at a sport, and now we realize how bad we are. We're actually thinking about doing something really ridiculous and stupid, but
what is it? Because I'm probably gonna like it.
We were thinking about hiring a young cat to tape us through our last year of senior men's basketball, because we all played fairly high-level basketball. And we thought it would be hilarious to do the 30 for 30 or the Jordan last dance of how it all ends as we go out. I mean, I think it would be hilarious and fun.
Put it this way, you're not going to regret doing it.
No, I don't think we would. I think it would be super funny. And I think it would be funny also, like you mentioned, in our mind, I think sometimes we still think we move like 20-year-olds.
Oh, it's not true.
It's not true. It's not true at all. It's factually very untrue. Yeah.
Time is undefeated.
Never lost.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. So we thought that we were going to think about it would be super fun, just kind of do
you could even, there'd be some serious things to it, as in what has changed since that team got together. Someone didn't have any kids. Someone
that's a whole thing.
Someone 2 years ago tore an ACL, and now they're back. And you know what I mean?
That would actually be wonderful. There'd be lots of different weird storylines.
And it only needs to be inside joke.
Yeah, that's it.
Right?
It is. It would just be us and the crew kind of getting going. Oh, once again, thank you, Finns, for allowing us to lounge.
I'm not kidding. I'm a Finns guy. And while we're here, so Jay here at Finns.
Yeah.
So throughout this pandemic, thousands and thousands of meals he's provided for frontline workers and essential workers. One Just City, he teamed up with them. He provided like thousands of meals for people who are food insecure. Like, he's stepped up big.
No, he's a great community guy.
So,
Yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. No, he listen. Some people like just sort of retreated during this pandemic, and they're allowed to do that because they're just so uncertain of their future, and that's the only way they can deal with it. He dealt with it by sort of going on the offense, as in providing meals for people and helping those who were food insecure. It's just different ways of doing it. And he crushed it.
We talk about being, we're a local brand. One of the biggest things is community for us. We definitely are. We talk about social justice issues. We're not scared about talking about. One of the best things of Winnipeg to me is that it's relationships that you make. And the city is fairly close. Right? It's pretty tight knit. And you get guys like Jay that are always willing to step up even in their time where, you know, the restaurant business was not good.
No.
You know, it was terrible.
No,
Okay,
it was
let's be
horrendous.
honest. It was horrendous, right? And they're still giving
I know.
themselves.
He has to go to sleep at night going,
Yeah.
I don't know what tomorrow
What's
is,
tomorrow's gonna
right?
bring, right?
And then every time they announce there's new public health orders coming,
Right.
but affects him directly, right? Like, and it's like, it's a lot.
Where it's been difficult. And
It's a lot.
Not only, I found a burger here that is my day burger. So if I don't like to eat a hamburger.
Interesting.
I know, I won't eat a real heavy hamburger
Yeah.
in the middle of the day. So if it's full, like a beef burger, I find that as I've gotten older,
Yeah.
I don't digest as well. I get it, and I just want to, you know, lay back.
Yeah.
and
You're
sleep,
done.
Right? But if I have to get work done,
So you found a day burger here?
a day burger here.
This is very cool.
It is
It's niche.
It is a niche. It's their plant-based burger.
Day burger.
It's my day burger, and it's the best. Like, it's so good that I eat it. It is.
That's awesome.
It is lovely. Oh man, their menu is outstanding.
Fish and chips are my go-to, but
Okay.
then all the pies.
All the pies.
Yeah. And you know what? You know what else? Is even though I know I'm gonna do it, but any like, he participated in Vegan Week, Burger Week, right?
Yeah.
Right? So I know I'm gonna have his, but they always crush it. Whatever the week is.
Whatever the week
Insert
is.
whatever before week.
Okay.
Yeah. They crush
They're in it.
Yeah.
They're in it.
We got the mini Yorkies,
Yeah.
calamari, the nacho, but they're nachos with waffle fries,
With
and
waffle
they are
fries.
absolutely, they're dialed.
I'm gonna have to get in that right there.
Do I tell the whole thing about me and eating?
We have to.
I've gotten worse over the years.
We're here, comfortable with friends.
Yeah, we just tell the truth.
We just have to open up to you people. My man Ace has a secret to tell you. Feel free. Well, I go ahead.
I don't like eating in front of people. And so I was saying, like, legit, like, I've been here hundreds of times here, okay? Every single, I'll sit over there at that table right there, and then everything I order to go.
It's amazing.
I don't know, man, and it's gotten worse. Like, my parents, it's still fine. Like, if I have dinner at I don't know. I don't like eating in front of people. All those gala dinners.
I know.
I'll be just like, like just picking my spot. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is.
Are you waiting to make sure no eyes are on you when you take a quick bite? Or
I don't know. I don't know where it
you
came
can't
from.
pinpoint the day you weren't like this. Is not like the Wonder Years.
No, I can't. There's
Where,
no
like,
there's no incident.
Yeah, that you could say there was no incident that you were like, ah.
I'm not proud of it. I'm just telling you the truth.
So it's not that he doesn't love the food, because he loves it, and they all know him.
I crush food.
He loves food. He just can't do it in front of people or in a public space. He needs his privacy
But
in order to.
I'm open to change. So, am I going to be like this forever? Maybe not.
Maybe not. That's
I'm
true.
willing to work on it.
Yeah, it is.
I'll work on it right now.
Right now. There we go. We're going. This is exclusive.
Look how small.
This is.
But I'm willing to work on it.
Delightful.
I didn't feel so bad, and it's delicious.
There we go.
But that's there.
Oh wow.
Stepping outside my comfort
There
zone.
we go. This right here was a Lounge Everywhere exclusive. You ate in front of your people. There we go. Cheers.
Whew, that was a big moment.
Getting over hurdles.
Yeah. Self-awareness. I'm good at self-awareness.
Yes. Very important. That's actually a skill, I'd say. Like, people, being self-aware is a very important skill, because once you can know your weaknesses, it's easier to figure things out.
Dude, a lack of self-awareness is not good.
Oh.
It gets, like, it holds people back.
Yeah, it does. I would completely agree.
It's not good. That might be my greatest skill.
Self-awareness?
It might be. Well, I think that's it.
It is. Well, it's probably what allows you to move when you know you don't know. you're able to do stuff. You know, attack the project.
Right.
Move forward.
Right.
Do your things.
Yeah.
So, but you know, doing your things. We talk about you're at Gallus. You're speaking every morning. Would you say you're a talkative person outside, or are you more of a, like, we had you at the block party, our first block party.
Yeah.
And what was the coolest part was that you came in masked up, walking around, just enjoying it, and we're really enjoying just no one knowing who you were.
Yeah.
Just enjoying the moment, and I was like, oh, until my girl Nadia was like, hey,
Yeah,
there's
she's
Ace.
so
Yeah,
awesome,
just put you out on blast. But I
love
mean,
her.
all in all, are you pretty reserved, quiet,
It's a
kind of sit in the back?
Good. I'm probably more introverted than people would think.
Right.
As in, I love alone time. Like, I love it. Yeah, like, love it. And small groups.
Of peeps, yeah.
Yeah. But there's a difference. There is a huge difference. So you say a gala,
Yeah.
okay? 1,000 people. And I've done hundreds of them. But so you think, oh, this guy loves big crowds, right? But I'm here, the crowd's here. I'm not in the crowd.
Right.
And so that relaxes me. You know what I mean?
You're separated from that.
So there is a difference. Plus, I'm controlling what happens because I'm the one speaking, and you know what I mean.
And move, right.
And so being at lots of massive events doesn't necessarily mean you crave large crowds.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're almost separated.
It is.
You know.
That's what I'm like. This weekend we got. I don't even want to time it, but I went to a football game. Went to watch the Bombers, and what was neat was I realized that I don't quite like huge crowds, but I want to walk around their wonderful concourse. Just kind of walk around. I hadn't been out for a while.
Yeah.
I got to the Rum Hut, right around the Rum Hut, and it was so packed and so uncomfortable that I turned into a grumpy old man.
Sure.
I was like, do these kids not know how to put the drinks in their mouth?
Right.
So the floor is sticky.
Right.
Right? Why is everyone so close and talking? Right? And I was like, I'm trying to get through this thing. Luckily, I'm pretty tall, so I can kind of make my way through it. I'm stopping, I'm kind of talking, but I was like, wow, I actually don't enjoy being in the mosh pit anymore.
Yeah.
I prefer being away from the mosh pit.
Self-awareness.
But I love the mosh pit. Like the mosh pit is necessary for the environment that I like. It brings excitement. It brings all the different things.
Right.
I understand exactly when you're not like stuck right in the middle.
Yeah.
And you can be a little bit away from it. I enjoy it.
Right, like
much more.
All the like whiteout parties.
Yes.
Right. Well, I went to every single one of them, but I'm on the stage. Right. So, would I be as comfortable in the middle? No.
Not at all.
Right. Like I don't know if I'm good at that. You know what I mean? I don't know how to act or stand. You know. There's like, that's interesting.
That is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is really, really cool.
I think people have, I think you can be both have extrovert tendencies and introvert tendencies. As in, I like this.
Well, yeah, I love this. This is
right.
Just,
I don't know if there was 15 of us. I don't know if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I definitely, I love being out with, having chats like this.
Yeah.
If it's a group that's maybe 10, perfect.
Yeah.
When it gets a little bit louder, then it's kind of like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be.
Yeah,
I
not
can still
for
have
everyone.
some fun, but not for everybody, right? But it's pretty neat, kind of seeing how people that might think, hey, it's really out there.
Right.
But when you get in other places, I'm very like, I don't want to be too close to that party.
I can go to some but then there's also like the pressure of like, as in, I'd like to go to something and not talk the entire time.
Right.
But then I'm like, well, should I be talking? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. We just figure out life along the way.
That is very accurate. I know you had a question that you wanted to ask.
Yeah. I don't think I get to hear enough about your business. Because like, I don't wear this stuff because I know you. Like, I love it. And everything I've ever bought for me or my girlfriend is a hit, okay?
Great.
And then, but I'm fascinated by, like, how, okay, I'll ask you this one. How long-term do you plan? As in, so, you dropping a collab with the Peg.
Right.
Okay. Well, that doesn't happen, right? How far? So right now, in the fall,
Right.
how far ahead do you plan?
So we plan probably, and we're trying to get better. So early in our infancy stage when we started, we were like every second, like we're just trying to think of something new and kind of move. And now we're trying to get a little bit. We're trying to get like 5 months ahead. 4 months ahead. I have probably very similar to you. I have a trillion ideas.
Right.
Just like this lounge everywhere. Like we want to go out, and I love kind of connecting with the community and going out and being relaxed and talking. And this idea came up probably. It actually came up 5 months ago. It was an idea, and we had it kind of thing. We were trying to go, but COVID, of course, didn't allow us to kind of move forward as quickly and do the things we want to do. But yeah, we're always thinking of something, and sometimes that 4 months, I put a wrench in the whole entire plan. So okay, Stephanie's awesome, but I'll come up with something, and I'm like, we just need to do it now.
Right.
Like we're one month out, and I've thrown in a new wrench that needs to kind of get in there, and the team kind of tries to put it together. But we love like collaboration. I think when we've even talked about COVID, COVID actually allowed me to identify more small businesses. Identify what other people were actually doing in their lives, other than me just being so focused on, this is what I got to do, this is what I want to do. And you start to realize that to proceed, you don't need to just work on this yourself. Sometimes you can work with another guy, and you can work with another person, even if you're doing similar. So the collaboration with the Peg, it would have been as easy for both our parties to be like, well, you do your thing, you're a competition.
No, I love that.
And the collaboration allows you to talk a little bit more about some of the great things that the city has to offer, but other great people that are doing other great things. And we're not the only apparel company in the world, and we want to work with others, and we want to work with other groups, and it's been awesome that way. So that's kind of
cool.
A long-winded way of saying it. But let me get back in this pudding.
Can you offer us a teaser of something coming in the not so distant future?
Not so distant future. We have.
You don't have to give me the whole thing. I just want a teaser.
Well, so many different things that are going on. But as we know, we'll have a number of these interviews with Lounge Everywhere. We have an awesome project that's going to be kicking off in January with Amy Tung, and it's kind of an awareness kind of project again. We haven't really. This one secret, not so secret, but we've kind of teamed up with Kevin Chief.
I like Chief.
Yes,
ridiculous
Chief.
basketball player.
Great basketball player. He unfortunately went to the University of Winnipeg. As I played at the University of Manitoba, so he's a little bit of my arch nemesis in that way, but an awesome guy, has done great stuff in the community. And we are actually doing a project that we will definitely be contacting you about called The Village. And it's going to kind of talk about how do we build a village.
I love it.
And that's something that's going to be coming up really, really
right
in the future
on
before the end of the year.
Right on.
And it'll be a really cool and fun project that is, Indigenous and Black-led, but is about the entire community. Black, white, Filipino, East Indian, you name it, coming together in terms of how do we build our village? How do we build it so that, everyone has the old adage, it takes a village to raise a child. And it's very true and factual, because as you grow up, there's people that you can pinpoint that played an important role outside of your parents, outside of people that you would have taught. So that's kind of
awesome
where that project is coming
I appreciate
up.
that scoop.
I mean,
I'll back that.
You took a bite.
It's an
today.
exclusive.
That
Yeah,
was an
that's
exclusive.
pay me
That's
back.
a little trade-off, right? There's a little trade-off.
He was underrated as a basketball player. Chief. Like, he could ball.
If you were to use, sorry,
Are you going to compare him to someone?
Yeah.
Okay, who?
You know, if I was to take my time here, if I was to put him in there, the way he played basketball was very similar to Steph Curry.
Okay.
So, Steph, he might not have the exact same handles of Steph Curry.
Yeah.
I mean, Steph Curry is
Yeah.
a transcendent talent. But in the era that Kevin came from,
Yep.
it was the big man era.
I know.
It was about pounding the ball into the big man.
He was probably, when he was at UW, he's probably 160 pounds.
It's crazy. Soaking wet.
Yeah.
Uniform draped all
Yeah.
off of him. But
Good player.
He was a guy that would take one step over center and let it rip.
Yeah.
And let it rip. Like, had no conscience at all.
Yeah.
And this is not like he's just hucking it.
Yeah.
Like, he could shoot it.
Yeah.
Really shoot it.
I know.
So, I mean, he would be even more suited to today's game.
Yeah, I would agree.
Like, I mean, he would have been crazy at this time because he'd be a floor spacer. He could operate. His handle probably would have been even tighter because he would be able to do. But he had a great handle. It wasn't just a little bit different.
That's awesome. That's a good description.
He was pretty transcendent for his time. Way ahead of it.
That's cool.
No, it was pretty cool.
Was there any other talking points that wanted
You gonna cut this right now?
to Sorry? I'll trim it out.
You want to trim this one out? Yeah. Always going back to his talking voices. We're just. Oh yeah. Really good. Yeah.
Is there still a lot more to it?
No. Okay. We.
I like that Chief thing.
Oh, the Chief.
Okay, are we going back?
We're
Are we back?
back.
Okay, we're back.
Okay. Yeah. No. Chief is outstanding. Outstanding human.
And as a person. Yeah.
And as a person, right? Competitive. Yeah, he's pretty amazing. So I'm excited about that coming up. I know that we've talked actually about a couple of initiatives that we hope to, as things kind of got crazy, you were awesome in terms of giving out hundreds and it felt like thousands of gift cards.
Oh yeah, we got into the thousands.
Oh my gosh, it was every day on the day giving out, and that
was
campaign
awesome.
was just outstanding. It was amazing, and you just sometimes never know how people are going to accept it.
No, but
I mean,
you know what though? So what he's referring to is we would buy all these gift cards from local restaurants and give them away and give them a little plug. But here's the thing that I've been better at is, so let's say that was like a failure.
Right.
That's okay.
That's fine.
Then we
right?
just
go to
try the
next
next
one.
thing. You know what I mean? Like, and that one wasn't. It was a big hit, and people supported it, and we ended up buying thousands of dollars. But at least try.
Right.
You know?
At least get out there and do it.
Yeah. I've racked up more L's than anybody, and well, whatever. Who cares?
I know that. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You always learn from the mistakes.
Perfection's dead, I think.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
No, I do. I think it might be dead.
I actually find that personalities, like you were saying, your talk show was the worst talk show ever because you were trying to do something that you weren't.
Yeah, I was trying to be cool.
The more I've been talking, so I've taken on a little bit of the acting stuff. So I try, and one coach had actually said, what are you trying to do? Right? And he's like, and I go, well, I'm trying to be a doctor. And in my mind, this is what a doctor is supposed to do. But he's like, no, just be yourself, because what you're doing is you're imprinting it, and then people immediately can tell you're not authentic, right? They can immediately say, this guy nowhere near a good actor. And he says that's the difference between a bad actor and a really great actor. And they're like, the guys that just are kind of themselves that come out on screen tend to be outstanding. So you see like Leonardo DiCaprio, Denzel Washington, like guys that are it's just natural. Like you say, like, oh, this is.
Who's that young? She's not young. Well, she's sort of young. Jennifer Lawrence. I'd put in that category.
Yes, just like natural.
You believe her in everything.
Everything. Yeah. Everything.
You're gonna be an actor?
Oh, not.
You should.
I'm not gonna be. I've dibbled and dabbled in it, and just like you said, not, you know, when you're doing ticks and
Yeah,
things
yeah.
that's one thing I just said, you know what, I had
Bro,
been in a movie.
good
to
for
do it
you.
fun, but just try something different.
Yeah.
You know, put myself out there,
That's awesome.
relearn something. But we were talking about collaborations, and I want to talk a little bit about your immense love for dogs. And
Okay.
we talked
Dogs
about
are number one.
We talked about
Dogs are number
possibly
one.
doing something.
Yeah.
But I think it's important when we'll launch it. When you know we're gonna get.
we're
to
doing it.
We're gonna do it.
Yeah.
But I would love for you to talk about the organization that you work for, because this to me was dumbfounding when he first mentioned it. I
Hey.
did not know it existed.
I didn't
even think it
know.
was-
Listen, there's no shame in not knowing that. No, but I'm on the board. Dave might not know. Right? You like dogs?
Love dogs.
Okay. So I'm a dog guy. Was my whole life. I grew up on a farm. Always had a dog. Okay. And I didn't even know this, but I sit on the foundation board for the Canadian Animal Blood Bank. The Canadian Animal Blood Bank, founded in Winnipeg. Okay. It's national now. And you take your dog. This is for big dogs. 50 pounds and up. Bring your dog to a donor clinic. They donate blood just like we do.
Yeah.
And then when they need blood for a dog in surgery, hit by a car, got into a way too big a fight with another dog, it needs blood. They use that blood that these dogs donated, regenerates similar to people. And I'm like, I
Crazy.
didn't know this. My whole life I didn't know this. Founded in Winnipeg, Canadian Animal Blood Bank. And our timing is good because we're doing a whole rebrand right now.
Right.
This whole so for every 10 dog owners you talk to, probably only one or two know that that's even a thing. I was actually a bit embarrassed. Like when they asked me, they're like, would you have any interest in joining this board? I'm like,
Right.
yes, but also I need to tell you, I didn't know that was a thing. And tons of people didn't. So we will collaborate. It will be dog related.
It will be
awesome.
Yes, it will be amazing.
And dogs donate blood to save other dogs' lives.
it is.
There's
Oh,
people in this town whose dog has donated blood 10 times.
it's just
Like this dog has saved 10 other dogs. It's the most adorable thing. You can't get something
It was-
cuter than that.
I had no clue that
No.
that was.
Isn't that wild?
It was nuts though. I didn't even think it was. I thought you were pulling my chain, as they like to say. Yeah.
But then it makes total sense. A dog goes
But it
into
goes into
surgery, it
surgery,
needs
they
blood.
need
Where
blood,
does that
where are you
come
gonna
from?
go?
I don't know.
In front of us, we have here. You know, this is actually quite crazy. Never really heard of it before. I'm a man that loves his bourbon, and I like my whiskey. And this is one of the first. I mean, at least that I know of.
What, on tap?
On tap.
Yeah, I know.
Again, this is an old-fashioned on tap. Bazanga.
Yeah.
Is that what they say out there in the streets? Yeah.
awesome.
Bazanga. Yeah, crazy. Paired with 2 mini shots of Guinness. Now Guinness, if my father was here, he wouldn't be here. He would have drunk them already.
See, I'm an enormous Guinness fan.
Oh, okay.
Your old man likes Guinness?
My old man likes Guinness. I am not there.
Huh?
I'm not a Guinness guy, but this in the middle. Let
Back
me
in
tell
the
you.
day.
Yes.
Back in the day, before laws came down on stuff, they used to have billboards up that said Guinness is good for you. You were allowed to.
Oh, yeah,
They did. Guinness is good for you, and they got away with it for years. Can you imagine?
Oh my gosh. Well, before we get back into chatting, I'm gonna get my man Cole here. Fizz.
Cole is very sweet.
Outstanding. He's been an unbelievable host for us. He's gonna explain what is in here right after I do this. Oh, that's nice. That's very nice. It was smooth. It was very nice.
You should do
It's
drink
different.
reviews.
I mean, yeah, we might have to.
Not the
Might have to
worst
get it a little
idea.
bit. This is not too bad at
People
all.
would
Huh?
watch
This
that.
is all my friends would think I was a fraud because I'm not a big drinker. I'm an occasional drinker, but I enjoy a good cocktail.
Yeah.
And this is a very nice cocktail.
This is our Kaylee Old Fashioned, also known as the Cold Fashioned. It's the first cocktail on tap in Manitoba. Consists of maple syrup, cold brew concentrate, Avena Amaro, Guinness, as well as bourbon, and is nitro brewed, nitro carbonated. This is batched and brewed and kegged in house. Come check it out. It's the only place you'll find a cocktail on tap in Winnipeg.
So, as we can conclude here, I love asking like kind of silly questions. We've talked about
Good.
we talked about basketball. We've talked about so and so. I actually want to know, and I always love using this. I mean, what is something that Ace Burpee is bougie about? Now, I myself, I have many things I'm bougie about. I mean, very bougie about it. If you ask my friends, they'll know. But one big one is bed sheets. I like 1,000 thread count bed sheet.
This is a very fair question.
This is in your life. You have to. Everyone has something they're bougie about.
I was gonna say because
Yes.
I am extremely unfancy.
Whoa, okay.
Extremely. Like, I have 2 forks, a knife, a bowl. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have anything.
Wow,
I don't want
that
it.
is minimalist at another level.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm exaggerating myself a bit. I'm not a minimalist, but I think I could live that life.
Okay.
But I think your question is fair because I bet you there is something we are all bougie or
about.
fancy about. I'm gonna say a decade ago, I would have said always brand new Converse All-Stars, always.
Oh.
I've changed on that,
Okay.
so that's not it.
Okay.
But that, I'm trying to think of some things it's not, as in how I've changed.
How about one day we did call
No.
you and you enjoy water. You're a water drinker.
Yeah.
Everyone's a water drinker. But you gave us a trick where you said if you put, I thought you were having a fancy drink, and you said as long as I have a fancy glass, some ice, and bubbly water.
Did I tell you that?
You did. It was
Because, well, okay, but that's sort of different. In
Okay.
that's the number one way to feel rich without being rich is having ice in a glass. It is.
It is.
Having ice in your glass at home is okay. So that's not my answer, but I stand by
You
that.
stand by it? Okay.
I mean,
it's so
having
good.
ice in a glass is up there with getting new socks.
Okay.
You get new socks, you're like,
That is so-
I guess I'm rich now. But what is something that I am?
Oh.
Okay, this isn't it either. This isn't it either,
Oh.
but I'll only drink like extremely cold drinks. As in, if there's no ice in this, I wouldn't drink it.
Oh.
Apparently, I'm
that
too
is
good.
that.
I'm too good. Apparently,
good for
I'm too
ice.
good to drink like room temperature water. No way. Nothing.
Really?
Cold, like Coke Zero, beer, anything.
Has to be cold.
Mega cold.
I'm the complete opposite.
Mega.
I love my
Okay,
water
but that's
room
still
temp.
not it, 'cause that's-
yeah, you gotta pick your one thing that you're bougie on. Oh, something you just like stick your
Well,
nose
then
up.
this is it.
Underwear.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
This, you know what? Underwear?
So then, and actually, I'm comfortable with that. I don't have any non-brand name
Underwear.
cheap underwear.
I have just, it's funny you say this. I actually
I'm gonna have
put this
to.
poll.
I'm stuck with that.
I was
'cause
on a
that's
live,
true.
and I was asking people, what are you most bougie about? And I was talking about my thread sheet, but people came up now, socks, and underwear was a huge
Was it really?
Huge,
Okay.
and I haven't stepped up my underwear game yet. Like, I mean, I'm wondering if that's going to move me in another echelon like bed sheets, but
I don't know. I'm not. I'm both not proud nor embarrassed of that answer. I guess
should be
because it's
proud.
the truth. As
it
in,
is, yeah.
as in, I know where the Calvins are at the Bay. I do. You know what I mean? Like, and like I have no like they're fresh.
Yeah,
Does that make sense? Like there's no ratty.
There's no rat. This is
the elastic. There's a
up,
hole.
there's a hole
no,
in between.
none of them. No way.
See?
So there,
You
did
guys
it.
heard it right
I didn't
here.
think I had one.
My man only likes fresh. Well, we all like fresh underwear in a different way, but it's got to be nice, pristine
Yeah.
underwear. You know what? That is a perfect
I
place for
honestly
us
think
to
I
end
would.
right now.
I didn't think I would get one,
Yeah,
but
see,
that's
I mean,
for sure.
I mean,
everyone's
I think everyone
got
has one. Everyone
Yeah.
has one. They just don't know what it is.
Yeah.
So, you know, thank you so much again for spending some time with me. Look for, you know, collaboration for sure. We're going to be working. We worked before together. We're going to continue working
Yeah.
together. But I love just getting out in the community,
Yeah, this
chopping
was
it
fun.
up. This was really enjoyable. And you know what?
And
Let's have a
continued
little-
success to you.
Thank you, and to you
Yeah,
too.
for
All
sure.
of our goals. Let's get them. Cheers. Once again, thank you very much, Finn and McCool's. This place is outstanding. It is about the community. It's been for the community. The drinks, the food, fantastic. We love to lounge everywhere, and we especially love to lounge at Finn and McCool's. Thank you for hosting us and having us. Have a great one, and don't forget, people, lounge everywhere. Zwike, Ogo, out. Bye. What's up? I'm Ogo with Zwike, and let's lounge everywhere.
All I see is blessings. Got no time for stressing.